Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Crossover. Starring Josh Johnson and Chris McGill. Featuring Christina Thorson. And of course, you, the Instagram live chat. Now, sit back and enjoy this week's edition of The Crossover. Powered by Card Ladder.
Boy, rocking the fresh shave.
You're rocking the outdoor look again.
On Kesh, great to be back with you, sir. Yeah, I've been getting up my 500 shots a day, preparing for this national game.
Getting those steps in?
Getting those steps in.
Oh, yes. How's the jumper?
Wasn't so hot today.
I mean, it looks like it was hot outside, though.
Something was hot, just wasn't my jumper.
The sun was hot. The sun is undefeated.
The sun is definitely undefeated.
I spent the last 5 minutes working on my lighting. How's it look?
Looks great. Also, you're not fuzzy at all either. So
It's all the lighting.
All the lighting. Damn. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Well, there's my buddy Rodman. Hey, Rodman, F you.
How about that one, Rodman?
And don't send your goons after me either. I know about you guys from that show Ozarks. Let's send a shout out to Jordan Fat Snacks finding his charger right now.
Clubhouse legend.
Clubhouse legend. Yeah, the national game. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it a little more when it gets a little closer. Maybe we won't. But there's going to be a 3-on-3 game going on prior to the national. So maybe multiple games. Yeah, all right. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to the crossover. Today is Friday, June 17th, and the NBA season is over. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of things. But before we do that, we always do our announcements and or mail days. Do you have either?
Yes, let's do announcements. We have 2 new things. We added Love of the Game auctions to our site.
Yes, we did.
All the past auctions, and going forward, we'll be adding them. So shout out to those guys over at Love of the Game, and a lot of vintage baseball. So that'll help bolster our library there. And then we also added the ability to submit and add private sales through sales history. So now you can add cards that have sold that aren't just in our verified database, but any card. We'll take a look at it, and we will approve them and request more information if necessary. Anything to add on that one?
No, but yeah, that's great. So we've gotten requests previously, hey, non-verified cards, can I submit my private sale to you guys? And we always had to say, no, not yet. Well, now you can. So, but please, avail yourself of using the button. So, let me just show what the button looks like really quick. So, if you're on sales history, and you can see I'm just browsing the PWCC Premier results that made it in last night immediately after that auction ended. But if you're not browsing, if you're looking to add a private sale, here is the button to do it. That little plus button, just push that button from within the sales history screen, and it's going to take you to fill out a form. And then just fill out that form, super easy. Throw the picture in there, put some thought and effort into the title, and we'll be good to go.
You can request a simple eBay item ID as well. You used to have to message me. Now you can do it, and it'll handle it automatically.
Perfect. Yep, that's such a nice feature. And yeah. So okay. Mail days. Do you have any mail days?
Yes. One was already a card I had. So this is the 2005 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor rookie Chris Paul. I had a PSA 8.
Down. It's blinded me. It's too shy.
I had a PSA 8, upgraded to a 9, sold the 8 already. And then I got this back from PSA today, graded it for a friend. Wink, wink. It's pretty cool. It's a triple Immaculate, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald, triple auto.
Yeah, it's ridiculously cool.
And it's out of 5, so it's pretty sweet. So I got a 9 and a 9 auto. I don't know why I got a 9 auto. I don't really understand, but autos look perfect to me. Anyways, you?
PSA may have said 9 auto. Josh says 10 auto. Maybe you could put a little sticker on there, the Josh 10 auto.
Yeah, I make some sort of diamond encrusted color or something.
Yeah, I have 0 mail days, man. Nothing. Drought, desert over here.
Is that because you're worried about the market going down?
Yeah, very, very, very worried about this market. Honestly, we had no questions about the market. Or very few. Frankie 3500, who I see in the chat, he had a question about the market. But very few questions about the market. Very heavy on collector questions this week, which surprised me quite a bit.
Do you want to hear me make fun of crypto going down? Because if you want, I'll do it.
I don't doubt that for a second. What were you? You were doing some in-depth research today. I don't. Maybe that's better for hour 2 or hour 3. I guess, huh?
That's pretty good.
Let's go.
I mean, you've posted it as well. The Mahomes and the Luka got cut in half from $1 million to $500K. There were several other sales that have come down dramatically. The high-end market index on card letters down 9% over the last month, which is pretty staggering. And I'm just seeing the high end continue to kind of go down in a lot of instances. Some of the sales have gone up, obviously. I posted some of the the high sales from PWCC Premier, but most of the ones I saw were the Trae Young from 180K to 90, John Morant from 150K to 99K. And I posted some reasons why I thought that might be. The crypto and stock market's going down, people have less liquidity. And then, the market just getting too high over the last year and kind of correcting now. So we're finally getting to that dip that these other markets are seeing.
Yeah, we are. I was actually referring to research on NFT scams that you had been doing today.
Oh, that's a personal project. I'm not ready to release that one yet. That's just a lot of YouTube.
Those, okay.
That's a lot of YouTube research. There's a lot of scams in the NFT space. A lot. Yeah.
But I agree fully with that market breakdown as well. And look, it was Josh, we were together. We were actually on Clubhouse with some other friends, and we were looking at the sales last night, and you and I were like, oh shit. This Luka Emerald out of 5 going from $1 million to 500,000, and this Mahomes Gold NT out of 10 going from $1.1 million to 500,000 is going to kill both of their indexes, and people are going to wake up really pissed tomorrow when they look at their card letter collections. And I was pissed as well. My card letter collection suffered a 6-figure overnight dinger.
Are you serious?
Because of that,
oh my God.
Because of that index adjustment. And it's the indexes, man. We try to find a middle path where it's if it's a super high-end card, and honestly, our indexes suffer more than they benefit because, look, the very best cards, like the Kobe PMG Green, right? There's because it only sells once every 10 years, it's never going to show up one of our indexes. So even though you have cards that are going up 100, 200x over a 10-year span, it will never show up in our index because we have a very simple requirement. A card must have sold twice in the last year and once in the last 6 months to qualify for an index. And as long as it meets those criteria, it will be in. But if it doesn't meet those criteria, it will be out. So the biggest gainers, the Mickey Mantle, 52 Tops, PSA 9, these cards will never be in card letter indexes because they don't sell enough.
Yeah.
All right? That's never going to happen. But in a great twist in an ironic twist, the indexes did happen to capture enormous drops in two very high profile cards just because they both barely made the window for inclusion in the index because they both have 2 sales within the last 10 months. So in a month or two, those cards, unless they sell again, will be out of the index, and the index will recalibrate. But it's not a glitch. It is capturing something that happened in the index, but it's not really true to the essence of the nature of these markets either. It's just hey, sometimes shit goes sideways, and you wake up and your collection is down six figures.
Those two cards captured the direction of the market for those two players that were not otherwise caught by several other cards below it not selling. So it's like an imperfect perfection. Like, it's never going to be perfect because these are not stocks and they don't sell every 5 minutes. These are collectibles and they don't sell. So we just have to do the best with what we have and trying to capture as much of these, ups and downs as we can with the data that we have available to us, which is, in cases like cards that are numbered to 5 and 10, can you really say with confidence, hey, this thing is worth X relative to the last sale? Well, no, because it doesn't sell. But now when we do have that, it's going to cause some other to happen within the index. So I mean, given that we know what's behind the math, I don't really think you can be too upset about it. Understand what it is. Read the paper.
100%.
Educate yourself on how it works. The CL50 to me though is pretty damn accurate. Those cards sell a lot.
Yeah, the CL50 is a totally different story. But I think it is important. That's why I think card ladder members are a cut above, I think, the average collector, because in order to properly use the tool, you do need to understand how the basic mechanics of the indexes and the price valuations work. And we give you we put these tools at your disposal to, use as you see fit. You can calibrate your own collection value based on using these tools. If you don't want to just go to the card ladder default, you can always do that. The card ladder 50 is a really interesting story. So the card ladder 50 index has had some peaks and valleys over the last year, but as of today, from June 17th of 2021 to June 17th of 2022, it's basically flat. It's down 2%, which is really remarkable. And part of the reason for that is because most of the losses that the cards in that particular index, and we're talking 86 Fleer Jordan PSA 9, 79 Topps Gretzky rookie card, stuff like 86 Topps Traded Bonds PSA 10, stuff that's very highly transacted relative to the average sports card. That stuff, those losses were already realized over a year ago. Those losses happened, in May and April and May and June of 2021. So now those cards have just been stable for the last year, which is pretty surprising. Now high end is taking some hits, but cards like the CL50, iconic high population base cards, those are the ones that are stable right now. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. I'm just enjoying the comments of the dichotomy of people potentially nervous about prices going down, and some people almost come on, keep coming, so I can buy some stuff. Yep,
I agree. And OnCash points out correctly, year to date, the card ladder 50 is down 7%. Yeah, I mean, remember when zoom out was the thing for a while, and it's not anymore. Now it's zoom in. What happened in the last month? What happened in the last 2 weeks? What happened year to date?
Yeah.
I like that movement right now too. I think the most interesting things are happening at the day-to-day, week-to-week level. So I don't know. We'll see, man. This is it really is a fool's errand, I think, to try and predict what's going to happen in this market or any markets going forward. I mean, we can try and develop hypotheses. And by the same token, though, the most honorable form of market analysis is when you make a prediction based on reasons X, Y, and Z. Because we can all look back and say, well, this probably happened because of this and that, but there's no way to know. But if you make a prediction, then you're testing a theory, and you're actually seeing if your theory will hold up or if there's variables missing. So I don't like to get into the business of predicting markets, but that's the real, analytical, big brain, 4D chess move, is who actually can correctly identify the variables that are at play in this market and predict it rather than comment on it looking backwards.
Maybe we're finally into the third inning.
Yeah, okay. Is that enough market talk? I think it is.
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you ready to talk some NBA? No? Well, too bad.
No. Not all of us bought one-of-one Steph Curry's recently.
All right, card collecting 82 will kick us off with what is the most egregious hot take, the most egregious, concerning Stephen Curry after winning this championship?
I don't have a specific example, but anyone putting him in like the top 5 is just ridiculous. I even compared him to Shaq today, and I was like, damn, Shaq was good. Like, Shaq's stats, career-wise, are pretty incredible. And Steph Curry's are good, but he's still only in year 13. He still has a little bit, I think, of, like, he's still got some more years, obviously, to move up, but he needs to also, take more time before we just put him in the top 5. He obviously moved up a couple spots last night, getting your finals MVP, 4th championship. He's obviously got a bunch of accolades built up. But I saw so many people moving him ahead of Shaq today, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Let me just pull up Shaq's numbers. His are far superior, in my opinion. But I don't know. What's the worst take?
The worst take, in my opinion, came from Zach Lowe.
What? One of my favorites.
I know. We all love Zach Lowe.
What did he say?
Zach Lowe is a great cheerleader for the sport. He's a great analyst. He's incredibly intelligent. He knows more about basketball than I ever will. So let's just put all that out there. But on his post-finals post-finals podcast with Brian Windhorst, he said that finals MVPs are overblown and overrated. And I think that is an all-time bad take. Now, I understand what Zach's trying to do. Zach is trying to elevate and tell the narratives of the players who are very exciting, who just did amazing things, which is Steph, which is Clay, which is Draymond, which is Wiggins, Poole, Looney. I mean, there's so many great stories on this Warriors team. And we don't want to bog it down by saying, well, Steph actually even better than KD, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to do that, right? But actually, I think that's taking it way too far. I think finals MVPs are literally one of the most important metrics we have when it comes to that all-time greats list. We need to know who was the best player on the best team. We need to know that. And that's what the finals MVP is trying to do, is trying to say, here was the best player on the biggest stage, and that award, with one exception, has always gone to the winning team, a player on the winning team. So I don't like that. I don't like this pivot to say, well, we have to downplay the finals MVP if we want to truly give Curry his flowers. Bad move. That's a bad pivot. I didn't like it.
Isn't it the single most important, goalpost that every player should be after is the finals MVP? Because it literally means you've reached the goal of the team and the individual at the same time. You hit both. You won the championship and you were the best player. And every individual should strive to be the best player possible. And the other argument for finals MVP being important, if I were to explain to someone who didn't understand, if someone woke up from a coma after 20 years and they were an NBA fan before, I would walk them through the finals MVP list and be like, look, this is the team that won, and this is the player, and I can explain to you why this player won it and what transpired in the the season, how we got to the point of this champion. Just looking at that list, you could go, Giannis, oh, he got his first championship, first finals MVP. You go to Kawhi, oh, why was he on the Raptors? Oh, this is a great story. He went to the Raptors, they beat this team, and then when Iguodala had finals MVP, oh, the Warriors were a great team that year. It didn't go to their best. There's so much story you can pull from the finals MVP. I think we're underrating it.
Agreed. I totally agree with that. I have nothing to add. I think that accolade will only become more and more important, especially as more and more history in the sport gets accumulated and acquired. and you really look at how few players, have to their name the distinction of winning every Finals MVP when their team also won the title. You have Jordan and you have LeBron. And I believe those are the only two players with multiple Finals MVPs.
Bird wasn't one?
Who?
Bird?
Bird did not win all Finals MVPs.
He has 3 and they won 4.
2 and 3. 2 MVPs, 3 titles. And then you do have guys like Giannis who have won 1 championship and 1 finals.
Right.
But so you really only have 2 players.
Why?
Kawhi has 2 as well. Yep, Kawhi has 2 and 2. Good. So you have 3 that we can come up with, and maybe there's a handful more, but it happens so rarely in the history of the sport. Tim Duncan? No. Larry Bird? No. Magic Johnson? No. Shaquille O'Neal? No. Kobe Bryant? No. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? No. None of those guys were the best player on the championship team each time it won.
Yeah. What did you think of my top 11 all-time list?
I thought it was good. So let me use that to springboard into the next question. This comes from NorCal Cards. He says, can we talk about Steph's argument for top 10 all time? Who does he kick off the list if you put him? And then NorCal goes on to say, I'm sorry, but for me it's Wilt. He was said to be a dominant force, but he only has 2 titles in a weak era, whereas Bill Russell has 11. So Wilt is only averaging 22 points per game in his playoff career. He only averaged 19 in his finals career. Sad face emojis. So NorCal is willing to kick out Wilt to bring in Curry. Yeah, let me go ahead and pull up your list and we can go through it a bit. I don't have a list, by the way, so this is actually good. We'll just use yours.
Well, you could pull up Wilt basketball reference too if you want. If you could. Okay.
Wilt is the guy who scored 100 points in a game, right? I'm joking.
Dude, he averaged 50 points in the season, I think.
Yeah.
In the finals, he averaged like 27 rebounds or something insane like that.
Yes. Okay, so here's your list. Let me read it for the audience that's listening via podcast. Michael Jordan, 1, 2, LeBron, 3, Kareem, 4, Magic, 5, Bird, 6, Bill Russell, 7, Wilt, 8, Tim Duncan, 9, Kobe, 10, Shaq, and 11, Curry.
Yeah, and people were like giving me that this guy should move up and this guy should move down, which is fine. I just, I don't really have like arguments that say like, oh yeah, this guy's clearly 5 and that guy should be 6. It's kind of like a tiered thing more, but I just kind of try to put them in order just based on my own emotional opinion, I guess.
Yes. And do you wish is there anything you would move after having processed it for like 10 or 12 hours? Probably got some DMs about it.
Well, I looked at Hakeem's basketball reference and I'm just like, God damn, Hakeem was good. I kind of feel like Curry needs to like finish his career before I actually put him over Hakeem. But, the 4 titles versus the 2, I just kind of gave him the nudge. And then I still think KD is a better player than Curry, but just doesn't have the career that he does. I don't know. So, like, that next tier of, like, KD, Hakeem, Moses Malone, Oscar Robertson, and Giannis, I don't know. I could probably make an argument for a couple of those guys over Curry, except Giannis, but I didn't feel it was – I have to pick somebody,
Fair enough. Good list. I agree. I have not really – much to argue with that list. Okay, for the Curry simps out there, this is an article. Let's say something nice, right, for the Curry simps. Can we do that? Josh is going to say no.
I put Curry 11 all time. I feel like I had some growth today. Like, give me a break.
That is generous. Okay, so here, I just want to – let's do this for the Curry simps, for the Warriors fans. All right, this was written by Andy Bailey, who's one of my favorite NBA writers and Twitterers. This article came out last night. There's no doubting any part of Curry's legacy anymore. And so here's some of the stats, some accolades for Curry. We can say nice things about Curry. On top of Curry's 4 titles, he has 2 regular season MVPs, 2 scoring titles, and 1 finals MVP. The only other players to match or exceed those benchmarks in NBA history are Wilt, Kareem, and MJ. Curry's legacy is pretty. He's saying it's pretty difficult to nitpick at this time, and especially he's reacting to a lot of the prior to the Kevin Durant stuff. Basically, he goes after Game 1, it was true that Stephen Curry lost 8 of his last 9 finals games without Kevin Durant, so that whole narrative was going for a little while. Some of the other stuff here, like comparing Durant's stay with Golden State to Curry's. While Durant was with Golden State, the Warriors were plus 10.9 in net rating when Curry played without Durant. When Durant played without Curry, they were only plus 3.1. He's just kind of packing some stats here that he had Curry at number 10 on his list 3 years ago. Now he's pretty solidly convinced that Curry's in there. This was a pretty interesting stat too, and then we'll pull the plug on this article. But he says Curry now has as many championships as LeBron and Shaquille, and he's only 1 shy of Kobe and Duncan. On top of the individual accolades listed at the top of this piece, Curry's basic playoff numbers of 27 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds per game, plus 4 made threes per game, is unmatched. Nobody in NBA history has ever gone 27, 6, and 5 with 4 made threes per game. If you drop the 3-point qualifier, the only people to average 27, 6, and 5 in playoff history are LeBron James, Jerry West, and Luka. And then you have Curry as well. So there is some Curry hype for all the Curry fans out there. There's some nice words about Curry. Do you want to offer any nice words about Curry on top of that?
No. Do you think that the NBA has moved more into this 3-point barrage that it's in because of Steph Curry, or would that have happened anyways? I keep seeing people give credit to Curry that he changed the game. That everyone shoots 3 now because of Curry, and I'm asking.
Oof, chicken or the egg? Chicken or the egg?
It's like the baby Hitler debate.
How's that?
They say if you go back in time, would you kill baby Hitler? And the actual response is Hitler was a product of his time, not the other way around. So if it wasn't actually baby Hitler, it'd be baby someone else. So, I agree that, Steph is just a product of his time, and he just did it better than anyone else. But someone else would have done it even if he hadn't been in the NBA.
The old structure versus agency debate.
Yes, sir.
Let it be known that Christina may be the first person to ever compare Steph Curry to Hitler.
No, I think he probably, moved it forward a little bit. Probably more than I would like to admit, but people who act like he should be top 10 because of that, and I'm just didn't Shaq kind of have that argument too? That guy was so effing dominant that you basically had to change the structure of your defense or to kind of figure out what to do with Shaq. Teams used to stash backup centers just to foul him, so. I get that we're really excited about what he's been doing recently. This whole gravity thing, where I keep hearing Bill Simmons and Russillo talk about gravity, where he doesn't have a ball, but teams are sort of double teaming him preemptively, which is good for the Warriors' offense. There's a lot of that for a lot of those guys on that top 10 list and top 15 list. The thing that's consistent with the guys on that list is they're all just really fucking good at basketball. They all change the game. They're all extremely good players, and that's really, to me, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, fair. Also, as much as Curry culturally may have influenced the way that people play basketball, made it cool to shoot video game style threes, and also video games probably influenced Curry to shoot those type of threes. That's probably a two-way street, the video gamification of sports. But it also the math problem, the analytics of the 3-point shots, that was an inevitability as well. Before somebody finally, before it sort of became obvious that 40% of 3 points is a higher expected value than 50% of 2. So, at a certain point, it became clear that if you have a guy like a Curry, and there were players, there were Reggie Millers, there were John Stocktons, there were Steve Kerrs, there were people who shot 40% plus from 3 many years ago, 20, 30 years ago. It was inevitable that, the logic of expected value would eventually result in people taking more 3s and less 2s. So, as Mark says, math is in the top 10 for sure.
Who's the worst defender on my list?
The worst defender on your list is Steph Curry.
So it's a two-way game. Dude, Curry's offense is clearly amazing. And I put him 11. People are so mad. Like he has to be top 10. You can say that all you want, but you got to remove someone else from the top 10 in order to make that reality. You go ahead and remove Wilt if you'd like. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyways. He's only played 13 years, too, so he's got a ways to go. Those guys could rattle off 2 more titles.
100% agree. And, look, Curry was a defender this year he was as an individual defender, teams hunt him all the time. At the end of the first half in Game 6, both he and Klay Thompson were substituted out with 40 seconds left because they don't play very good one-on-one defense. But Curry was still part as a team defender of one of the best defenses in the league this year. And so it's probably worth mentioning that he was still a cog in a great team defense. And, this was Curry's stats in the NBA Finals this year. 32 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, only 3 turnovers per game on shooting splits of 48, 44, 86. That's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's really, really good. He was awesome. So, all right. JPine38 said, man, this has got the chat fucking on fire right now. All right. JPine38 says, and JPine, he is addressing the chat. He says, does the chat finally realize that defense wins rings, or do you dummies still want to build super teams? He didn't say dummies. Or do you still want to build super teams? What do you say about that? Does defense win rings, or is it better to build super teams? I'm not even sure if that's the right dichotomy. But
I think the Warriors scored 103 last night, and if you were looking at regular season stats for averages, and you're talking about teams' efficiencies and how much they score, that would be a bad game for the Warriors, and they should have lost. But they won because their defense was incredible, and I think in their 4 wins, they held the Celtics under 100 each time. I believe that's right, or at least 3 of them. And last night, the Celtics only scored 91. So obviously, defense matters greatly. And the Celtics had the best defense in the league headed into this. They made the finals. Warriors played the better defense in the finals. Obviously, it matters.
Yeah, agreed. How about you? How about it really helps to have both? How about the Boston's defense was great, but their offense wasn't, and bad offense can definitely lead to bad defense. You can have missed layups that lead to 5-on-4 in the other direction. You can have long misses off of threes. You can have turnovers. And it was really interesting to me that the Warriors and Boston were 2 of the highest turnover teams in the playoffs. Yeah. And they made it to the finals. And then Boston's turnovers, especially in Game 6, were just out of – I think it was 23 turnovers on the game. That is not – that's an insurmountable obstacle.
So many turnovers. And a lot of them were just really boneheaded cross-court, trying to get them past four players. It's what are you doing? Oh, my God. And throwing them into the stands and stuff. And then they're, weak hands going into the paint. Like Jaylen Brown, God, the second that guy gets in the paint, I feel like he just fumbles the ball away.
Yep, that definitely happened many times. Okay, Hockey Cards Up says, as a new basketball fan, was it just me or did the finals lack passion? It didn't seem like either team was desperate to win.
Him and I have been trying to get each other into he's been getting me into hockey, and then I've been trying to, get him into basketball. That one's a tricky one for someone new to watching basketball. It's kind of like a thing that people point out. I've heard when people watch basketball for the first time. I don't really think it's true. I think you're just kind of seeing like the geometry and the mathematics of basketball so much that it's hard to really like quantify the emotion and passion of it. I still see people diving all over the floor and going around multiple screens and all these like different drop coverages and everything. So it's really hard to like say that these guys don't want it. I mean, Celtics definitely wanted it last night. It was just they got a little bit deflated last night with the Warriors defense, and Wiggins just like completely deflated Tatum, in my opinion. Like you could tell Tatum was just getting really frustrated. Wiggins was kind of clamping him up, and so I could see it on that point a little bit. But overall, I felt like both teams were pretty passionate about it.
Agreed. And look, I think the critique has the wrong substance, but it has the right intuition, because there was something lacking from an entertainment standpoint in these finals. Now, you and I are basketball junkies. I loved every minute of this finals. I'm upset that it's over. I don't know what I'm going to do until, we get football back. So I'm upset about that. I loved every minute of these finals. But I can understand somebody having the opinion this didn't feel super intense, because it never, in the moment-to-moment analysis, it never was super intense. It was intense in the aggregate, with everything on the line. It was very intense. But, there were very few clutch minutes played. Clutch minute being under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, spread of 5 points or less. We had very few games come down to the wire. It never was close at the end. And so really you never got those great, NBA finals possession by possession, blow for blow out, that ceiling was never reached. What do you say about that?
Was the blowouts a fluke, or is that going to be something we keep seeing going forward?
I think we're going to see more and more of that, because the team offenses now are based on strategies that are high variance. And that's just a fancy way of saying teams jack up a ton of threes. And teams like the Warriors score a lot in transition. And so, if there's not a lot of turnovers happening, the team that benefits from turnovers is probably going to get blown out. If their threes aren't dropping, they're going to get blown out. So that's what I think.
I hope you're wrong, man.
Yeah, but, we'll see. Maybe somebody else comes along and breaks the mold again. But look, the chat absolutely roasted hockey cards up for that. Like, just chill out. Like, give the question a good faith analysis here.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Curry definitely shed tears of passion. These guys were all passionate. Draymond Green was passionate. Draymond Green's mom, when she tweeted and said, "I don't know why Draymond sucks." Everybody is passionate. All right. The passion is not the question, but the question asker was tapping into something real.
I mean, it's like me watching a hockey game when I haven't watched any hockey and being like, why don't they just score more? Because I just, like, that's literally what I thought is, like, I don't understand why they don't shoot it at the goal more. They keep hitting it off to the side. But I don't know the nuances of the game. I don't know, like, the odds or whatever of, like, getting it close to the goal and the different nuances of the strategy and stuff. So I get it.
Yeah. Okay, baseball card exchange says Andrew Wiggins just beat Luka and Jayson Tatum as the Warriors' number 2 guy. At age 27, is he too old to prospect? What do you think? Let me pull up an index here.
Yeah, his cards have no chance of recovery. He's in the Jimmy Butler category.
Oh, no, not the Jimmy Butler category.
Sorry, bud.
Okay.
It's been too many years of, like, people shitting on him as a prospect.
All right, so Andrew Wiggins, look, Card Ladder only has a 17-card index of Wiggins, so this is the most basic prism stuff for Wiggins. But Wiggins came into the league. Well, here, the first recorded sale we have of an Andrew Wiggins card is from 2015. All right. So how much do you think Wiggins prices have changed since 2015? Have they gone up 200%? Are they down 20%? How much do you think Wiggins' pricing has changed from day one?
I have no idea.
And remember, there's a huge market explosion that happened from 2015 to now.
Probably like flat or something crazy, just based on the way you're building it up.
Nailed it. 11% growth over 7 years. 11% growth.
He was the second best player in the series, right?
Ooh, in the series?
Jaylen Brown was probably better, but man, Wiggins was good.
You want to know who I think the second best player in the series was?
If you say Kevon Looney, I'm leaving.
And this is a total nerd basketball take. I think Robert Williams III was the second best player in that series.
Yeah. I mean, that's wrong, but I get why you said that.
Okay, but Wiggins, KPB card says, can Andrew Wiggins even beat the S&P 500? Oh, yes, he can. All right. Yes, he can. Because even though that's Wiggins' trajectory over 7
Is it like
years,
this?
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a U. Because over the last year, Andrew Wiggins' market is up 152%. Over the last 6 months, the Wiggins market index is up 52%. And over the last month, Andrew Wiggins is up 78%.
I feel the need to say this, and you don't have to, so I'll do it for you. Wiggins completely took Tatum out of his game, and he did not do that to Luka. So I think we can end this whole Tatum and Luka comparison, because Luka didn't have much trouble with Wiggins. He just, like the rest of the team, just got overwhelmed and beat by the Warriors overall. But Tatum just seemed like overwhelmed. Like he just couldn't quite like get past Wiggins. Like every time it felt like he had the ball ISO'd, it was Wiggins was standing right in front of him last night. He had 0 points in the second half.
That is tough to argue against. Going back to, kind of the heart of the question, like, is it too late to prospect Wiggins? Look, Wiggins' 2014 Kaboom rookie in a PSA 10, it sold for $1,000 last December, as a pop 3. And card letter value puts it at $1,500 today. I mean, that's pretty strong. Wiggins' Prism Silver rookie PSA 10 recorded a sale of $337 4 days ago. That's a pop 71.
Yes.
So, I don't know. What's the ceiling for Wiggins? He remains a number 2. Is he even on some nights he's the second best Warrior.
Right.
Not on all nights.
It's too late for him. Like, he's not going to be the number 1. It's been, like I said, it's been years of his, sort of like prospecting market getting beaten up and battered and never really having a strong support of, investors or collectors. It's just too late. That's just the reality, in my opinion. Like, his market might move up, but relative to other guys we're talking about, he's just not going to get to those levels.
Fair. Okay. On the subject of Tatum, House of Wax sports cards.
Ooh, here we go.
Why are people acting like it wasn't crazy to demand that Jayson Tatum, only age 24, should somehow be as good as peak LeBron? He was asked to be the leading scorer. He was asked to be the assist leader. He was asked to create most of the offense. He was asked to defend Golden State's wings, play 40-plus minutes per game. He got no bench help, and he went up against a dynasty. That's a lot to ask of Jayson Tatum. What do you think? Yeah. Is it crazy to ask all of that of Jayson Tatum?
I don't think so, because we saw it against Milwaukee. We've seen it. We've seen him do it, and that's just kind of the way the modern NBA works. Like, you either are that guy or you're not. So if you're not, we'll just go look somewhere else. And he made it to the finals. He beat Kevin Durant. He beat Giannis. He beat the Heat. And it just, for whatever reason, maybe it was Wiggins, maybe it was the Warriors coaching, maybe it was the matchups. Maybe he just got tired. I don't know what it is, but he clearly played worse than the first 3 rounds. So our expectation had been built up that he was going to perform much better.
Yep. And look, I'm not the one to make this point. We probably both heard Bill Simmons make this point on his podcast, but like, there's been lots of guys at young ages to have bad finals performances early in their career. This is in no way, shape, or form the end of Jayson Tatum. And he had an amazing playoffs up until the finals. So there's that. All right. Cards and Candy 911 says, what team – I love this. We're already in the next season. What team next year has the best chance to dethrone the Warriors?
Ugh, I saw that question and pass.
We're not even 24 hours removed from the.
I don't like these questions because last year people were like, "Oh, if it's not the Nets and the Lakers, I'm going to be," and those teams suck. So it's just like it's so hard to pick that kind of stuff,
Yeah, especially because we still have a full off season. The draft hasn't even happened yet.
Trades, free agents, there's so much that's going to change.
Yeah. But anyway, in the same spirit, maybe this one will elicit an answer. Publius13 says, what are your way too early 2023 finals matchups?
That's the same question.
Yes, it is. Asked a different way.
I'll go Bucks. Fuck, man. Suns really let me down. And the Ayton thing scares me. I don't know, man. Mavs. Make you feel good.
Yeah. All right. I love that. But
Christian Wood for the MVP.
The Mavs acquired Christian Wood, and then shortly after, so did I.
Oh my God, Christopher!
Is that like a religious version of it?
Yeah, a very moral version. All right, so I think Milwaukee Golden State would be an interesting finals.
But I would have rather had that. If I knew what I was going to get from the Celtics, I would have rooted for the Bucks.
Exactly. That's the same way that I feel as well. Is that a healthy Bucks would have been much more of a challenge.
I didn't mean that. Like I didn't mean like I want the Bucks. I didn't mean like, oh, the Bucks had a better shot at taking down the Warriors. I meant like if that's what I was going to get from the Celtics, just give me Giannis. Like I'd rather just watch Giannis at this point.
Fair enough. That's fair as well.
If Giannis versus Curry would have been exciting as hell. I mean, they're completely like not matched up, but. Man,
who was gonna slow down Giannis on the Warriors?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm gonna go Bucks Denver.
Bucks Denver. All right. We've been wearing our Nuggets hoodies and it's rubbing off.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamal Murray comeback, MPJ comeback.
Let's go. All right, but it's way too early for this. We're transitioning to NFL mode here.
It's football time, dude. I'm ready for football. Let's go.
Ready for football.
We're gonna have so many spicy takes this year that people aren't ready. I'm gonna bust out my top 10 all-time quarterbacks list.
Are you ready to lay a bet on a sports card bet? Are you putting your money where your mouth is when it comes to any of these quarterbacks and their title odds? Are you picking up a big Josh Allen? Are you backing Tom Brady? What are we doing here?
No, but I think
no buts.
No. I think people are swinging too far back on Mahomes, and I'm on the Mahomes train now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm there with you. I'm definitely warming up to the Mahomes narratives because I think they have swung too far.
I'm gonna be rooting for him because. One, I want to prove that he's the reason they're dominant, not Tyreek Hill. And two, like people are getting way too excited about Herbert and Burrow, and I'm just like, hold on a second here. Mahomes is the only one of those guys to win a ring. He's the only one to have 4 straight conference championships at home, conference championship games at home. So Mahomes that guy's the real deal.
Agreed. All right. Few more NBA questions here quickly. Do you see any NBA All-Stars requesting a trade in the offseason? This is from Ricky Puyido.
That one's put me on the spot. I don't think so. Not that I maybe Bradley Beal?
No,
Lillard,
this is not the Kawhi Leonard to the Clippers offseason. This is not going to be that.
Didn't Mitchell Robinson already?
Donovan Mitchell? Donovan Mitchell might be on the move. There's a possibility.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
They're going to get rid of one of those two guys, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I wish
they already got rid of the coach.
Yeah.
The coach quit on his own.
He resigned. Go to the Mavs?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I'd be so happy.
Well, I've already got Wood, so.
Yeah, your Wood will go away though.
You're good with the $40 million?
I don't know. I'd love Gobert in the Mavs. What am I saying? I'd definitely take Gobert on the Mavs. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. His net rating every season is like plus 30. Like, the guy's ridiculous. I'd love to have him on the Mavs.
And he'll finally have someone that can throw him lobs. Oh.
All right. Tasty Card Sandwich says, how many games will the Bulls win in the finals next year?
0.
Just reading that. All right. Card Shop Dad says, who would you rather have on your team, Jayson Tatum or Devin Booker?
Ugh. I mean, I probably shouldn't be answering this one.
Well, here's the thing. Devin Booker is a really, really, really good second best player on the team. Can Tatum thrive in that role? I don't know. So the upside to Booker is if you have a Chris Paul and a DeAndre Ayton, he can really, really thrive in this off ball, in transition, very efficient scorer. He can really do that. And by the way, as much as like Tatum and Booker kind of had disappointing playoffs in their own regards, both of those guys made first team All NBA this year. And, you can't, you're not going to go wrong with either one. But I guess it's this one is a really, it depends because they're both so good. Would I take Devin Booker over Jayson Tatum on the Celtics? No. Jayson Tatum is the right fit for that Celtics team. Would I take Jayson Tatum over Devin Booker on the Suns? No. Devin Booker is the right playmaking, scoring threat on the Suns.
Yeah. I think I'm guilty of this, but I think the media just, shits on players. I do it too much, too. I shit on Tatum too much. Those guys made first-team All-NBA, and we're sitting here like, oh, this guy's worse. No, he's worse. He's worse at this. And it's like, God damn. These guys are both, top 10 players in the league right now. I think every team would be like, shit, I'll take that guy.
100%. Card Shop Dad, moving on now. What are your thoughts on the movie Hustle? I thought there would be more Bo Cruz memes.
I'm pretty critical of movies. I thought the plot was a little forced for my liking. It just was like, oh, here's the plot. He's got to get him over from Europe, and there was a little bit too many cameos for me. It felt like a bunch of ad drops and cameos. They're trying to. But other than that, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's really tough to make a good sports movie.
Yep.
And I'm always reminded of that when I watch a sports movie. But I thought it made basketball look really cool.
Yep.
I thought it told a story about the NBA that I didn't know very much about, which is these private gym runs and sort of how players can, get an opportunity to have relevance through things like the combines. I learned some stuff. I thought it made basketball look cool, but it's just really hard to stack it up against great movies because it's just so hard to make a great sports movie. That's kind of where I fall on it.
I watched 3 minutes of it and then I left the room.
Jeez. There's a critic.
Yeah, but it's worth the watch, especially if you like basketball.
If you like basketball, it's great because you're like, oh yes, Maxey and Tobias Harris and Trae Young, and it's like it's cool.
What did that movie do for Anthony Edwards' image?
I mean, it's pretty clear he's not like that much of a douchebag, right? Isn't he like more? He's kind of more of like a goofball, I think.
I don't know, but he was nasty in that movie, though.
He's more of a goofball. He has like a Twitter for his dog. I thought that Bo Cruz or Juancho Herman Gomez was a solid actor.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed him as well.
How did they do that? How did they pick which NBA player would play that role? Was it based on like? How did they do that? Does he have some sort of acting background? I thought that was. I always think that. Like, how did you choose what players to put in this movie? Because other players are probably like, why didn't I get to be in this movie?
I hear you. Look, I went and looked up his stats, and they are pedestrian at best. And I thought it was really cool, too, how like they actually took clips from a real NBA game for the closing montage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But he had one stretch in his career that was really good. So during the 2019-20 season, he played 14 games with Minnesota, and he averaged in those 14 games he averaged 29 minutes per game. He put up 13, 7, and 2. All right, on 45% field goals, 42% threes, 61% free throws. But for that 14-game stretch, he must have been like a starter or a big rotation guy, because for the rest of his career, he's getting like 10, 11, 15 minutes a game. But for that 14-game stretch, he was putting up numbers. He was shooting 42% from three. So, look, this guy's a real baller. He is the real deal. Just hasn't gotten his opportunity yet. He's undervalued.
People say in the chat it's because of his looks and then possibly just like a regular audition. Maybe they auditioned a bunch of people. Maybe
so.
Did you think the Boban scene was funny?
Yeah. Boban's just funny. You just put him on screen and he's funny.
Yeah, he's like, I'm 22, 21. That's my son. He's 10.
Yeah, it was good. All right. Moving on. Unless you have any other thoughts on Hustle.
No.
Oh, but shout out to Adam Sandler, too. Can we just get that out of the way?
I just hope that this movie really propels the card market to the next stratosphere. I think that just watching that movie is going to make the card market go up.
I'm just saying, like, could we get some, like, Bo Cruz rookie cards?
Maybe.
Would that be under sports or culture?
Culture.
And LeBron was a producer of the movie or something, right? Or something like that?
Saw his name on the credits somewhere.
There you go. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Is anyone in Hollywood allowed to make a movie about sports without LeBron signing on?
Well, I think Adam Sandler talked about that, and he said that having LeBron on the staff just made it really easy, or made it easier to get access to like the Sixers and like the gyms and the stadiums and stuff. So that like they kind of needed someone to help them push through the red tape.
Yeah, I completely believe that. All right, Grail Card Quest says, if you have a full day to work on your collection, what would you do? Would you organize, hunt, research, contact people? How are you spending? If you just say, I'm blocking out this whole day to work on my collection, what are you doing?
I'll say research, because I just always like that part. But the prerequisite is you have to have something you want to research. So if I don't have that, then I'll just be hunting for stuff, I guess.
It's been a long time. When was the last time you actually just said, like, I'm taking a whole Saturday and I'm just doing card stuff? Like, but not like we do card stuff professionally every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say last Saturday.
But like, I'm just gonna focus on only my own collection, nothing else. For me, it's been a very long time. It's been over 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say before Card Letter.
Yeah, and then I think back to like how would I spend those like a Saturday where it's just nothing like but working on some aspect of my collection. And usually I would spend those days organizing stuff, like putting stuff into spreadsheets, or if it was today, I'd be putting it into my card ladder collection. And, enjoying the collection. And then, like, you know, maybe even thinking ahead, thinking, like, do I really need this card? Or, you know, is this card one that's on the chopping block? Because that's inevitably what you start thinking about when you just lay the whole collection out, right?
Yeah, I just like looking at my cards, too.
Exactly. All right, Drake's PC says, do you guys feel that placing a bid on a card only for the purposes of getting into extended bidding so that you can watch the action, is that a form of shill bidding? I do think it is, says Drake, but I'm curious about your thoughts.
Can't you watch it without bidding?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like kind of the definition of shilling, isn't it? You bid on it without the intention of winning it?
Yeah, I agree. And there must be some scenario where this applies because, like, we were all watching the PWCC auctions end last night, and I didn't bid on anything, and I was able to watch the full extended. And if it's gold, then I'm able to watch the full extended. So I'm not 100% sure what that's.
And PWCC has, like, the thing on the top that shows you, like, the last card that was bid on, so it kind of has some, like, fun content aspect to it.
Yep.
Drake, explain yourself.
Well, he says he does think it is shill bidding as well.
No, but what auction house is he talking about as well?
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Vinny Slabarino says, do you keep stats on your collection, like the average card population, the average value? How many are in the population higher than the grade you own? And if so, do you manage your collection in any particular way?
That's a cool question. I don't, like, keep track of those stats, like, in a spreadsheet or anything, but I keep an eye on them. I'm really into, stash it away. I'm really into the pop report stuff right now on my PC. Like, I'm really about upgrading the grade and, like, seeing how many, you know, the pop of that grade. And I really like having cards with, like, pop 5 and under. I think that's just, like, a fun thing to chase and know that, like, there's just not that many in that grade. So that's my answer to that question is yes, parts of that, like the population part of it.
Same. Nothing super formal, but I definitely keep an eye on it, and I just have fun thinking about it.
We're running out of ways to, like, dissect and organize and, you know, make stats out of our collections, so we got to get creative at this point of, like,
yeah,
I've got this Pop 1 PSA 710 auto card.
Yeah. As far as value, I always do have a number in my mind of what the value is, though. But, like, it's never anything super precise. It's just like I might just be going through and like, oh, this is worth 500, this is worth 300. I just like to keep the tally running in my head just because it's entertaining. Okay. Cardboard Insights says, please speak about the allure of the unfindable. The allure of the unfindable. I find the open-ended treasure hunt to be intoxicating.
I mean, yeah, if you had all the cards that were findable and you owned them all, then it'd be over, right? You'd have nothing else to think about and chase. And like the Prism Black is, I think, is that the one you made that post?
Yeah.
The Luka rookie.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, and like the Penny Hardaway. Gem Master PMG is like one that I'm like, man, if I ever found it, there'd be one less card for me to, you know, that's unfindable that removes some of the excitement.
Yeah, but let me tell you this. Here's the other side of the unfindable Cardboard Insights. I've been trying to find the damn McCaffrey for a long time, and it ain't all fun games.
You got some bounties out.
Anyway, all right. Mad City Collector says, people talking about, oh, I love this. People talking about cards as an investment seems like a paradox because the best investment cards are the ones that you don't want to sell. But if you don't want to sell and owning the card is the goal, how can you even call it an investment?
Yeah, I was thinking about this in relation to the premiere last night, where those two cards that should never sell twice fucking sold twice in the last 6 months. How is that possible? Too many cards are selling right now. People are either they bought those cards initially with the intention of flipping, and now they don't want to like wait it out. They just want to sell now and take their loss, and that's why they're selling multiple times. And, we just have too many investors holding those types of cards right now, and they're just like not going to hold on to them because they're not collector cards. And that's like a big reason we're seeing this dip, in my opinion, is just the cards are just selling too much. It shouldn't be selling. And that's kind of that's like the spirit of the question for me.
Yeah, love it. My reaction to this question is I am so fascinated by collectibles markets, but in particular sports cards, because they break the logic of investing. Right. You cannot apply the logic of investing to sports cards and be able to explain all the anomalies that you see. It's just not the right paradigm. It's not the right way to look at it. So this is a great example of that. But there are other examples too. Besides the fact that the best investments are cards that you don't invest in, the other ones are like friction is actually good. Friction in the sports card marketplace makes it more difficult for cards to come to market. And in a perfect collectibles market, eventually supplies run out because every card has an end user that it ultimately ends up with. And so if you start with 90 red PMGs 25 years ago, and then eventually, maybe they have to transfer through a few flippers, a few dealers, a few investors, but eventually they end up with the end user. By the time it's the year 2025, there should only be 1, 2 left, period. And the simple supply-demand part of that equation should apply an enormous amount of upward price pressure on being a person who can snag one of those last 1 or 2 before they're all gone and they're all placed in collections. And in really mature situations, like the 52 Topps Mantle PSA 10, that's why those 3 cards, those cards have plans made for them that are posthumous. The future of those cards has already been written out in legal documents that goes beyond the lifespan of the owners. It's already been determined this card goes into this trust at this time. And, my kids can't sell this damn card. It goes to this museum instead. So collectibles markets always fascinate me for this reason. But, the more and more collectibles markets start to become investment markets, the more we're going to see our markets start to resemble traditional investment markets, the same way Bitcoin once was a philosophy, passion-driven thing that now seemingly is highly correlated with traditional financial markets.
Yep, agreed, man. It's not replicable. This market we have, this collectible, it's not really replicable, and you just kind of have to be in it to know it. Kind of, if you know, kind of thing. Especially for guys and gals that are actually like genuinely focused on the collecting aspect. And I don't mean like, oh yeah, I buy collector cards. Those are the ones that are the best ROI. I don't mean that. I mean like people who actually, earn money with their day jobs with the intention of like spending that money as like bringing them joy through buying sports cards and adding to their collection. It's just you just can't have that in other markets. People are trying to replicate it. They've tried to copy us. They've tried to tap into our weird little obsession with it and like sell us their crap, but it's just not working. And that's just because like we just have this perfect storm of this fascinating thing that we all love.
Bingo. Trey Acorn 50 says, how far down your rookie card rankings do you have to go before you would rather have a second year 1 of 1?
For you, isn't it like 0?
Very like if we're talking Prism, if it ain't Prism Black or Prism Gold, I'm going to second year 1 of 1.
Yeah. For me, it's a little bit further, probably like 5 or 6 cards.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I figured as well. We'd probably be a bit different on that one. Okay, JGB Collectibles has a story and a question. Fictional, so this is fake. Fictional tech entrepreneur Russ Hanneman
Nope, there it's not fake. That's a real character.
He completely lost it when he heard news that he was no longer a billionaire.
Tres Comas.
And his fortune shrunk to a mere $986 million. Oh, that must be fucking rough. Moving him from the illustrious 3 comma club to the 2 comma club. What are the psychological damages to a collector or an investor, if any, of owning a card that was previously in the 2 comma club but no longer holds that title and has been downgraded to 1 comma?
Well, I mean, you kind of like touched on it a little bit earlier tonight where you said like you always keep the number in your head of what your PC is worth. So for you and me, I feel like this answer is just all internal and very personal. Like it would bother us just a little bit personally, but we would never talk about it publicly. That's my answer.
Well, last night I saw my collection go from $1 trillion to $999 billion. And it was really rough.
Dude, you still got to watch that show.
What, Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just has so many funny parallels to like our little card ladder startup.
Okay. All right. That could be a good summer show. I have time now since NBA's not on and NFL isn't.
There you go. Tres Comas is just like this. He just like really leans into this whole 3 comma and he makes a liquor called Tres Comas.
By the way, there's lots of numbers that only have 1 comma. 999,999 only has 1 comma, and so does 1,000. So that the 1 comma club is large.
Yeah, that's why it's funny because it's like, dude, you have 986 million. You basically have $1 billion. Like, what's the big deal?
All right, KPB cards. Oh, this is a cute question. When we look back at the last couple of years of the hobby, what will be the takeaways?
What do I want them to be, or what will they be?
Both, because that's how I approach this question.
Yeah, what they will be is probably like this influencer celebrity bullshit and like the pandemic. Do you disagree so far? No. And what I want it to be, you said it. Just like read your thing. I thought you phrased it perfectly. Did what I say is your thing about the?
I said something like, I hope, or the way I'll remember this era is a collecting renaissance, which I think it is for a lot of people. It's
nostalgia part.
And then a collecting renaissance that was fueled by nostalgia, by great rookie classes, and by disillusionment with traditional means of investment.
That's such a good answer. That's the answer. And then, did you say what I just said about what it will be?
Yeah, then I said what it will be is like what you were saying. It will be remembered for influencers and pump and dump scams.
Dude, I'm serious. Just like YouTube search NFT scam, and it's like, oh my God, I'll just sit here for the rest of the weekend, and I've got so much content. And it's, I brought that up because like, I don't know that there was necessarily like nearly the equivalent of the number of scams in cards, but like the sense of this influencer-driven hype around it and pump and dump shit has some equivalencies to NFT, and it's just like, ugh. I hate that we have a little sliver of that.
Yep. Me too. Drake's PC says, unnumbered case hits, Galactic or Status Pursuit, for example. These seem to be rare, but they don't seem to be scarce. There's a lot of them always for sale. Do you see cards like these being long-term collectible that may even become scarce, or are they just not as rare as they seem? Just curious to your thoughts on unnumbered case hits in general. Buy, sell, hold.
Yeah, I've like in small segments of my collecting life collected that stuff, but I don't have any of it now because of what he said, where like it was fun getting it, researching and acquiring it, but like it just never was scarce, and it just kept coming up, and I lost interest in it. And so maybe that's kind of the answer is like, what happened to me might be happening to other people. But I see a lot of people who still love that stuff, like Mission Street, for example. He's kind of like the face of those cards for me. He just has he's got like all the best stuff of all those. I think they're collectible. I think they're fun and they're cool looking cards. Just, totally anecdotally, I think there's like 30 copies of a lot of those, like 30 to 40. And excuse me, in this like Prism world, like 10 is kind of the magic number, right? Like 10. So because it's like definitely more than 10 and it's like in that 20 to 40 range, it kind of feels a lot less scarce because of that.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great answer. Billy Hoyle Can Dunk says, do you have any tips on getting deals done? Or do I just have to be patient? Our audience, by the way, we never get questions like this from the dealer perspective. We never get questions from dealers like, why are these damn buyers so pushy? But we get lots and lots of buyers who ask, we get every week or so, we get a question like this, like, why won't these damn guys sell me the card? So, all right.
Don't these questions kind of feel like stuff we used to get 2 years ago, though?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, so Billy Hoyle Can Dunk wants to know, does he just have to be patient because he has cash to spend, but he cannot buy cards at the moment because sellers still have prices way too high, in his opinion. He's saying sellers want 100 to 150% of the last 3 to 4 comps. I politely reach out to sellers, but I'm met with quick negative responses. Any suggestions?
You're going to get 2 different answers from the 2 of us on this one. And I can already tell you. I like patience. I like the whole marathon approach. I would be patient. I feel like you're going to tell this guy, pay him what he wants.
Yeah, it depends on the card.
Depends on the rarity and the right, yeah.
Yeah. Wait for it to go to auction. How about that?
Dude, I love auctions. Yeah. I love a good auction.
Yeah, wait for it to go to auction. What's the last card you wanted at auction for your collection?
The Chris Paul Noble nameplates. God, I love that card. I was so excited to win that auction because it did not perform well, and I was like, thank God. I bid like, when like you bid like a stupid number, you're like, I'm just gonna win, and I'm gonna bid, and it goes for like half of that, and you're just like, I feel like I just made a bunch of money. That's what that was. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Dude, I used to love auctions. Sometimes, back when I was in law school, I would have auctions sometimes, and while I was in class, I'd have the phone under my desk.
Like you haven't won an auction in a while.
Dude, I was just thinking, like, I won small eBay ones, like, maybe a McCaffrey or like a Lucky Lottery Prism Gold card for the set. But, like, I haven't won an auction. It was just, like, really, like, balls to the wall. I'm putting in a ridiculously high amount.
What about your Jordan Legacy? Wasn't that on an auction or no?
No.
Damn. You need to win some auctions, bro.
It's been a long time. And, like, the energy and the anxiety and the excitement, the rush of an auction is so great. That's just
I think you're going to get some opportunities soon in the next couple months.
Maybe. We'll see. We will see. All right. So, yeah, be patient, Billy. I actually agree with Josh on this. Like, especially
the problem is that you've shifted into this like one-of-one shit where like you just like those people just aren't auctioning that stuff.
Well, yeah, that is what was dawning on me as we were answering. I was like, yeah, there's only like 5 cards I want right now. It's just not happening. Okay. Kevin M. Cormier says, at what level of scarcity does quality control matter? Less. All right. At what level of scarcity does quality control start to matter less? I passed on 2 different copies of the same card that's numbered only to 5 because the centering was not good. But that means there are 3 that I might like left in the run, and there's no guarantee that those are going to be better given the set. So where is the balance? In other words, is it okay to not care about something like centering on a card that has a print run of 5? This person that asked this question is like just a collector. I could just tell. Like, it's such a weird question for you to understand if you're not a collector. It's like, why don't you just buy one? It's 5. Like, get it. It's scarce. It's rare. Whatever. It's probably like just get it. And they're like, no, I want the fucking perfect centered one. It would bother me. It would like, I'd have it in my collection, but it just wouldn't be right. I'd give the same answer as the last one. Just be patient. If something about a card bothers you, and even if like you have to admit like
all 5 might be off-centered. But if it bothers you, don't get it. Like, it's just when something bothers you when you buy it, you're just gonna eventually want to move off of it. So just keep that in mind. Like, don't feel like you have to buy something.
Unless you're going for a rainbow and then you have to buy it.
Yeah. It's true.
Christina's ran into a stone wall on her 2020 Prism Cleaver Rainbow. The 2 she still needs are bronze fast break out of 20, neon green fast break out of 5.
Oh,
Maxi
she'll get there.
Maybe.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, that's it. That's the only. She has all 3 1-on-1s, all the golds. Those are the only ones she needs.
No, I said, do you have anything to add to that question?
Oh, no. No, that was good. All right, Mr. Diamond Hands says, as the Panini era comes to an end, do you believe that gold vinyl will be as collectible in the future when compared to the true gold long term?
This is a Chris question. I don't know. You got this one.
I think gold vinyl in football already has overtaken true.
Why is that?
I don't know why, but it looks awesome. It looks really awesome, and like gold vinyl and optic is the 1-of-1, so like even though it's out of 5 in Prism, it still feels 1-of-1-y. It looks like superfractors, those ones. So I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. It just looks awesome.
I like that. It looks awesome. That's shit. You sold me.
And it's already happened. Like if you look at Josh Allen or Mahomes or whatever, like I think the gold are outselling the true golds. It's different in basketball where the out of 5 is black gold, and that I don't think is or will be as desirable as true gold.
So what's better? I'm trolling you, so you can already see my smirk. What's better, the gold vinyl out of 5 Prism or the neon green Pulsar fast break out of 5?
That's not a real question.
Pulsar and fast break, Josh.
I couldn't get through that.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next question. Frankie 3500. Can't wait to see this guy at National. What is the impact of the off season? And bear in mind, we are now in an NBA off season and an NFL off season on an already declining market.
Kill me.
That's the impact? Death?
No, kill me in that we have 2 off seasons and I don't have anything to watch.
Yeah, it does suck. Maybe counterintuitively, the impact will be people have more time to worry about getting cards. I don't know. There's so many factors that are influencing the hobby that just actually don't resonate with the fundamentals of the hobby. There's so many people playing this hobby as an investment, as a short-term investment. Look at the fucking Mac Jones Prism Black 1-of-1, all right? Gets pulled, gets sold for 100, gets sold again for 175, gets graded as a PSA 10, and now it's available again. You know, like that card has not reached its end user yet. So, if, you know, there's something else going on with that card.
You know how, like, we've been in the hobby for a while, like 6 years or whatever, and we feel like we should have really smart answers to a lot of stuff. But some of this stuff is like, I don't know. I just, like, I'm in this hobby. I'm sort of I'm in the middle of it, and I'm having a hard time looking at, stepping back and looking at it. I don't know.
Isn't that how, like, almost all disciplines work, especially, like, ones that are theoretical? The more deeper you get into it, the more you learn about it, the more you realize that, like, the answer to every question is, like, A, I don't know, but B, if I were to give an answer, it depends on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just, like, I was thinking about this earlier today. I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are. Like, you and I, are we like influencers? And if so, are we like in a separate category of like, we're influencers, but like, that just has like such a negative connotation now, the word influencer. Mm-hmm. And that's why I really like the answer, I don't know, because it's like, I feel like the common influencer is like, has to have this genius, second inning bullshit answer to every question. Like, oh, everything's going to go to the moon. Just be patient. Have all this smart, buzzwordy bullshit.
Right.
And you and I are just like, I don't know. I buy cards. We're just kind of here sharing our experience. We might be influencers because we have a consistent content stream or whatever. Like, we might fall into that bucket, but we're just two guys pointing out stats, posting screenshots, having fun.
Put people to sleep. I would make a distinction. I think we are content creators, but we are not influencers. I think influencers are people who specifically it's like content creators is the big bucket, and influencer is a bucket inside of content creator. So all influencers are content creators. Not all content creators are influencers. I think that influencers make a specific brand of content that's designed to push people to do things, to take certain actions, to think certain ways, to buy certain products. And, that's not our brand, and that's not what we aim to do. We aim to come on an Instagram and just talk shit for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then make story posts that, just reflect our sports fandom and or troll and piss people off. Though that's our main things that we do. And then obviously as collectors, we add to our collections. And this reminds me of a thought I had. You know who's a really good content creator and not an influencer is fucking Bill Simmons. Because here's what Bill Simmons. If Bill Simmons was like a card collector, it'd be everything. Because this is a guy who just is a homer who fucking will make podcasts about his homerism and his team, but he still make sure to give a fair shake to the opponent and everything, and still give coverage over the league. When he dives into topics, he fucking researches them and writes entire books about them. He comes from a background of writing, so he's got a really nice way with words. He does long form content that really gets into the weeds.
It's our style.
I just think he does a nice job structurally, and he puts out so much content, and you can tell he just does it because he likes it. Yep. So that's where I hope we land, is in that category.
Yeah, as much as we like to give him grief for the Celtics stuff, it's mostly in jest, because there's only one podcast or content forum that I listen to every episode of, and it's Bill Simmons. And it's been like that for years because of what you just said. Like, he just it's very obvious that he's doing it I feel like he's doing it more for himself. Like, he's doing it because he likes recording podcasts and talking about what he's talking about. And it just really comes through in his content. And he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Like, he's researches the shit out of it. He also adds his own flavor to it, where, like, he doesn't stick to the norms of, like, the takes. He kind of just puts his own spin on it. And he makes fun games out of it, where, like, they did an episode the other day where they were going in reverse order of the worst GM jobs in the NBA, and it was like, no one else is doing this. Like, it's just like a really fun piece of content.
Yeah, 100%. 100% agree. All right. Dillick Card says, I know last week you guys said the value service with PSA coming back is going to be great for the hobby so people can grade and flip and get cash to build their PCs. Do you think day-to-day card flippers will resort to the same thing given the current trend of the market? Or is that not enough immediate gratification for them?
Mm-hmm. I think eventually we will see more of that stuff again, more of the, like, flipping, grading stuff, especially given that if you're only going to spend, $20 to $30 to grade something, and if it's adding $50 to $100 in the value, like, you will see more flipping of it, just like the math dictates that. I hope we see more of it. It's like, we're not big flippers, and this isn't really our lane, but I think it is good fuel for the hobby.
I think it is too, and I think the return of value grading makes boxes more valuable. And you know where I'm going with this, because now all of a sudden when you get cards out of a box, you have PSA 10 potential with those cards, and you can grade them for the cheap. You can get them back in a reasonable amount of time. And, so a box, like a 2020 or 2020, a new Prism football box, becomes more valuable when you can quickly turn around and grade the cards that come out of it.
Especially when you just, like, can Especially when you can just blindly grade like the 2 or 3 best rookies that you pull from the box.
Exactly. Okay. Rip and Wax says card manufacturers are overproducing product. They are making too many inserts. How do we as a community tell them that this is no good? Oversaturation is in full effect. And that comes from Chris Rip and Wax, who is one of the biggest breakers, solo operations in this hobby. So he's raising the alarm that too much product is being made, there's way too many inserts, etc.
Buy less of it. Did someone else point this out? You might be able to answer this because I'm not sure. Like, are wax prices not following this sort of dip? Like, are wax prices staying really high?
We have a lot of wax in Card Ladder, but I don't look at it that much. Let's see here.
Like, I saw Christina talking to Mark in the comments of this, right, Christina? Like, you guys are like basically saying that wax is still really expensive.
It also seems to not it seems to not sell it much. Like, here's like 2018 Prism football. Here's the graph for that box on a logarithm scale. Yeah, it does not seem to have come down.
I don't. Is there something to that? Like someone's controlling the supply of the boxes, and
I don't know. The last time this box sold was May 10th on the
that's crazy, man.
That's a lot of wax sells through shops and stuff. Like, it's harder to get a full picture of wax versus singles, relying on marketplaces online.
It's something I'm working on.
Yeah.
But, like, shouldn't wax be coming down in value if the singles are going down a lot?
Yes.
Yes, but it's a little different because I think that a lot of wax is held by people who bought it at a certain price, and they have the ability to hold it at that price until they make their money back, whereas, like, a lot of people who have singles are collectors or flippers, and they will do so to go into a different single, whereas a lot of people who have wax are, big shops, and like David Adams is always buying. So, like, you can sell your wax to David Adams, and I don't know what price you're selling it at, but then they hold it at whatever price they want.
I think as a consumer, it's a lot harder to say this is the right price for wax and this is the wrong price.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard. I think you're just, this is the price that this stuff is, costing. This is what a spot in the break costs. Like, I guess that's just what it costs.
I like the answer from Case Hit Hunter in the comments. He says, box prices not dipping are probably a result of breaking. People still willing to get into a break for 1/30th of the cost rather than buying a personal. So, like, the gambling, breaking scene, people are still willing to pay for that entertainment value. Like, that value of that hasn't gone down. So maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And the username suggests that he knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about the breaking community, but I know it's really popular, and maybe that that one kind of feels like real estate. Like, the real estate market is still somehow not crashing like everything else is, and maybe this is like a parallel here.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought there. I saw a great meme about that. I just want to see if I can find it really quick.
Oh my god!
I have it.
Please show a picture of a trash can right now.
No, the real estate market. Here it is.
That's good.
You got stocks, cryptocurrency, and then the Grim Reaper is now knocking at the door of real estate.
One of the best usages of that meme was when, I forget who made it, but it was you. It was like Chris Hodge knocking on the door of all the different, like, Top Shot was first, and then it was like NFTs, and then it was
it eventually just everything. We just kill everything, and then we turn on ourselves and kill ourselves.
Yeah, it was like it was on there.
By the way, 2012 Prism Basketball Hobby boxes got as high as 18 grand last April, and the most recent sale is 9 grand. So the most overhyped product in the history of sports has taken its lumps.
Oh, I feel like that was a little dig right there. You got your dig in, you little. So I just love like when people give the takes like wax will never go down because the supply is consistently decreasing and the demand stays constant. And like, here we go. There's an example. It went down in half. That's one of those, like, nobody really knows the answer, but they try to pretend like they know and they throw buzzwords, but then it's like, yeah, but you're wrong. Look, this happened.
Also, like, I never liked the wax argument. Oh, the supply of wax is only going down. Okay, yeah, that's true, but guess what? Every time a new box gets opened, the potential of the remaining chase cards getting pulled also goes up. So, yeah, a box got taken out of circulation, but there's a likelihood that one of the remaining chase cards got fucking pulled. So
just ask flawless collectors about that.
Yes, perfect example. Perfect example.
They opened one too many boxes of that stuff.
Yeah, they literally did, didn't they? We already kind of addressed Ryan Bitter's question, but it was the same thing. He goes, I'm a collector looking to... Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. Okay, never mind. So this is a question from Ryan Bitter. He says, I'm a collector looking to buy in a down market. If two of my desired cards show up on eBay at the same time, and both of them are at auction, can it be predicted which one will end for lower? There will always be one less bidder on the second auction, but also the bidders remaining might be more desperate.
I'm laughing because, like, there's no other content on the internet that is going to answer this fucking question. I guarantee you. It's like, this is such a specific question for us.
Very specific question from Brian.
But I know exactly what he's... I actually have a little bit of this conundrum going on right now.
Oh.
And my theory is, I'm working on this. Let me see what you think of this theory. I think the second one goes higher if it's a collector card because the first one sets the bar of like what the value is, and then the collector feels more confident to bid that number again. And like, oh, I'll just go a little bit higher and I'm definitely going to win it because it just went for that. And it actually goes higher.
Yeah, I like it. I fucking like it.
But what happens if there's only two people searching for that card?
Yeah, that's obviously I'm not like right all the time with that.
No. Oh, well, here's what happens. If that card is on the radar of any dealers, they see the comp and then they might try to swoop in and get a card a little bit lower than the comp, or sometimes like a card sells, people get real panicky and they're like, oh shit, oh, there's another one. Let me see if I can get it.
Yeah. I think it like, because of those two things, it just washes out and they both sell for the same on average.
Probably.
We're just idiots like trying to...
Yeah. There's no edge to be gained there.
We're just like computational weirdos and it's like, that's literally like the same.
Let us know how it works out, Ryan. Ryan also says, Chris, can you tell us a little bit more about vervet monkeys? And I'm not even sure if that's the right way to pronounce it.
What is that?
The vervet monkey is the altruistic monkey. This monkey will...
This is like the Bored Ape monkey?
No.
Oh.
No. This monkey will...
An ape isn't a monkey, Josh.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
This got Christina's attention so fucking quick, too. She's like, I'm the expert in this field. Okay.
Right. Biology.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Fuck you. Listen.
Fuck you, that.
I was getting railroaded on Clubhouse today as well. I was trying to get through one sentence and 8 people kept jumping in. All right. The Verdi Jordan. Yes, Jordan was one of them. All right. The vervet monkey will sacrifice itself to save the group because when it sees a predator approaching, it will sound the alarm and it will cry out. And when it cries out, it invites the predator to attack itself. All right. So the vervet monkey sacrificed itself for the survival of the group. But that begets the question, well, look, if you have a group of things that sacrifice themselves, how, the theory of evolution and of natural selection is that the fittest survive, and the ones that protect their own self-interest are going to have the highest reproduction. So, but Darwin came up with a theory of group selection, that groups will survive better than individuals in situations where the group has altruistic tendencies. And I was applying this to the sports card community by saying, look, the reason why our community is surviving while other communities are cannibalizing themselves right now is because we have an altruistic community of vervet monkeys that will sound the alarm about predators, even if it comes at great personal expense to themselves.
So we're a very defensive group.
Defensive and altruistic group. We have so many people who will shout out Jordan. We have so many people who will sacrifice themselves or take the hit to sound the alarm about somebody bad in this.
Are you this monkey? You're just like taking the blows from all these other markets?
No, because those, well, no. I pay very small price at all here.
You enjoy it.
This is actually in my self-interest to trash the things that I trash.
I want to make a meme of like the best meme for you. You know how like when you like get to the keyboard and you do this kind of thing?
Yes.
So I'll just make a meme of like Chris waking up in the morning like, who should I shit on today?
I do have mornings like that.
I know. You wake. That's the mornings you're up earlier. Like the days where you respond to my texts earlier than the other days. I'm like, oh my god, here comes a 7-story barrage of someone just getting destroyed.
All right. Yeah, that's yeah. Maybe I should just sleep in then. No.
No, I mean that's why you finally crossed the 10,000. I was waiting for the right time to drop that tonight, and I think I got it.
Oh yeah. I don't know. These hobby influencers keep blocking me. My number might dip below 10,000 again. I don't know.
Do you have one of those like physical tickers of like your own follower count in the office there, and it like blew up when you hit 10K?
Oh yeah, we popped the champagne.
Balloons fell from the ceiling. I was cleaning up confetti for days. Like it was, yeah.
You want to know what's really stupid?
The fact that it took this long for you to get 10,000 followers when you have the most consistently
triggering content,
data-driven, triggering. Like I just don't get it, but whatever.
Here, let me tell you what's really stupid. So Christina posts this card, has a nice little story. Do you see how many fucking likes this got?
Damn.
This really pissed me off.
Show my follower count now.
And that's why I unfollowed her.
Oh shit! Oh, follow back, the ultimate.
I've never fucking posted a card and gotten even close to that number. I probably posted that exact card and got half of that.
That's because you posted that shitty scan of it last time.
That picture sucks. No, not my picture sucks, but it's a good. It's not fucking better or worse than that picture. It's not the picture.
The jealousy is just seeping out of you.
All right, let's bring the picture back up.
You like have 10,000 followers. I can't break 5,000. I just broke 4,000 not that long ago.
All this proves is that most of my followers hate me, and they're just there to get upset.
No, most of your followers hate me. That's what it proves.
Is this some great picture?
It's a good picture.
Story. It's the story.
Well,
there's a
for what it's worth,
I hate the hand in the picture.
That's my thing. Sorry.
Well, what do you know? It worked.
I know nothing. Follow me if you want to get the fewest followers in the hobby and have the slowest growth rate ever.
Well, I'm going to blow some smoke up your ass. I think if I didn't know you and we weren't business partners and friends, I still think you have the best account in all sports cards. It's freaking, like, the content is just every day. I can count on this. I like stories. I don't like posts. I like stories because it's like I can just go and I can hammer through them. And Instagram knows that I like yours the best because it always moves yours to the front. I'm like, yes, here's going to be something I'm going to enjoy.
Here's going to be this fucking guy going off.
Because I like when people just shit on stuff, so Instagram's figured that out. It's like, oh, you want Lameme? You want Chris Hodge?
Oh, can we talk about Lameme? So, look, everybody's posting differently. You know what I mean by, like, a cope post?
No, you're throwing fervent monkey. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, look. Okay, people are, like Bitcoin just got slaughtered. And so people are, like, coping with it in different ways. They're cope posting. Like one of the cope posts is like
zoom out,
buy the dip or zoom out. Yeah, these are all cope posts. This guy has the weirdest cope because we know he hates Curry. He has always hated Curry. He hates the Warriors. He will troll Warriors and Curry fans. And then he's started cope posting. This is his cope post is just like leaning into the Curry FOMO. And he's like, I'm not going to lie, feeling left out right now.
Oh, you know why that is? Because of the Trae Young thing.
What Trae Young thing?
Well, he had another one that was like, he was basically implying like, instead of investing in the next Steph Curry, you should have just bought the original Steph Curry.
Yes. But he's like, he had like a story that said that. And like, okay, I like that this is great. He's making fun of himself. Okay, look at all these. Just thinking about it, 4 championships is a lot.
He's like, damn, maybe I was wrong.
He says, what is this? Hope your Friday is a good one. This is like who took over this account? What? Oh, then me wondering.
No, this one. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Me wondering why I just didn't buy Curry cards from.
That's a Trae Young. That's a Trae Young reference. Because the joke is like Trae Young's the next Steph Curry, and he's like, maybe I should have just bought Steph Curry.
And just such an interesting cope post, and he was messaging me because like I made some stories that was like. Basically, like Finals MVPs matter, and he's like, stop the Curry hate, and I'm like, start the Curry hate. What is this? What is this cope posting? This is weird.
I want the hate. I mean, why else am I going on the internet other than to read people hating on stuff? That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that Josh and Chris made me post something? Didn't make me, but they put me up to posting something, and Josh now owes me $10 and a chicken parm dinner that he has to make himself.
I don't know what you're talking about. You posted that on your own free will. I have no idea. I can't believe that you would stoop to that level, Christina, of like.
I can't believe she did it. Just
appalling.
Unbelievable. Just
how many people told you that I posted that story?
None.
Except Carvin.
Oh, Carvin did snitch
on Clubhouse.
Oh, we got a snitch. Dude, that was the point of it, is we're going to find the snitches.
Someone made me an offer. I'm not sure. A lot of people realized it was a joke, but some people didn't.
Well, here's the thing. You needed someone to snitch because Chris doesn't follow you, so he wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
How's she going to get 1,600 likes? I would die if I got that many likes.
That's literally over a fourth of my followers.
That's a good ratio. She's killing Sports Card Investor out here with these ratios.
At least the one thing I have on her is math, because 1,600 is like over a third of your followers.
I don't do math. Math is hard.
It's the little wins.
Oh, I made a custom Chipotle this week for everyone that cares about me in my life. Custom
I saw the
Chipotle.
picture of it.
It was pretty damn close to the real deal.
You want to break it down? Because you actually had a full breakdown. You were like, this part is as good as Chipotle, but this part isn't.
You know how, like, stuff that you think is really interesting in your life and you just want to share it with someone? You got the brunt of that. I'm sorry.
No, I've never done that to people before.
You're right.
That's my whole life, is doing that to people.
Hey, guess what? Here's what's happening for me today. That's why people share pictures of food on Instagram. Is like, look what I made today.
Well, look, do you want to break it down a little bit here? We have a chef in the audience who's using all caps to say talk about it.
No, the chicken is the key, obviously. I got the chicken thighs, and I found a guy on YouTube who used to work at Chipotle, and he gave me the recipe for the marinade, and, nailed it.
Oh, so you had a little cheat sheet.
So,
Oh, I cheat on all of my recipes.
So you made copycat Chipotle, and are you going back to Chipotle, or are you just going to start making it yourself now?
It took so fucking long to make it that I'm definitely going back to Chipotle. It's just so much work. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Fair.
Can you make big batches and freeze?
I have been doing that with my pizzas now. I have, like, a bunch of frozen dough and sauce in the freezer. I could, yeah, you're right. I should do that. Make what do they call that, meal prepping? Am I about to be a meal prepping guy?
Yeah, you're about to step into the meal prep world.
Christina does that.
I do.
Just like just have the Tupperware lined up in those boss videos.
Yeah, I cook on Sundays and like prep the meals for the week.
Oh, really? I thought Chris did all that. That's interesting.
No, a lot of people are surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
It actually is her.
Chris is just out soaking up the sun. Am I right?
I'm just trying to get my 500 shots up.
Klay Thompson got nothing on you.
Exactly.
You had one of the funniest things that I heard on Clubhouse, and you were like, I'm not trying to go out here and play basketball for 10 minutes. If I'm putting on my shoes, I got my headband, I got the leg sleeves, like, I'm not trying to play for 10 minutes. I'm trying to play for an hour.
Bro, and I'm going to get sweaty and have to take a shower as well. So
Yeah, get your money's worth.
Get my money's worth out of the experience.
That's how I feel about running now. I started running a few months ago, and it's like, if I fucking run for 10 minutes and I'm done, it's like, God, and I just wasted, the headphones, the Bill Simmons podcast, I got the shoes on. It's like, I better run further than this.
Yeah, okay, so you listen to content while you're...
Bill Simmons. That's why, because it's like he's always got an episode.
Yeah, no, he comes out with them Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights.
He records them at midnight after the games.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I usually, because I'm up late, I got my schedule down Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights. I am up when his podcast comes out.
Yep, and then we get to listen to it while we fall asleep.
And then I subject Christina to it.
I like how we both make fun of Simmons, but like we both secretly just love him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the shit.
I love falling asleep to his voice.
He's kind of like the peak of like what any content creator, a genuine content creator would want to reach, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like you stay true to who you are. And
100%. And do you know how many fucking downloads? He's always like the #1 podcast when it comes out on Apple Podcasts.
There's something to be said for that, where it's like there is a world in which you can make content you like and still be popular. You can do both.
Totally. All right, what are we doing here? Asks, if Josh, Chris, and Christina each had burner accounts, what would their names be?
Steph Curry hater 69.
Mine would be Crypto Boy.
Mine would be...
69.
69, yeah.
Let me stop. I can't. Okay. You guys think...
What's yours?
No, it was going to be way too mean.
No, it's good. Come on. Tell her, make her do it.
No.
No, if it's too mean for me to say, you know it's actually too mean.
That's actually really fucked up. If you can't say it, it's super fucked up.
Do you know how rare it is for her to censor herself as well? We should encourage that behavior.
Dude, I've heard her on meetings at our company, and I'm like, oh my God. So if she's not saying this, it's bad.
Yeah. We don't have to guess what Jordan's fucking.
Dude, I've been on meetings. I've been on meetings at collectors, and I'm like, oh my God.
Christina definitely just calls it how she sees it.
Like, I mean,
Jordan Hudson's probably got the right idea. Don't do it. If you stopped yourself, just stop yourself.
It's only a few more minutes to hour 3. Just give her a minute to let her sink in.
All right, well, here. This question is sure to elicit an eye roll. From Chaz Pennysleeve.
House of Crypto? That's a good answer, dude. That's funny.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Chaz Pennysleeve. I know there's more important things going on in the hobby, but could we talk about naming conventions in the hobby? And he's talking about supplies. So I heard him give this take on Clubhouse where he says, what if we started calling top loaders toppies? And what if we started calling optic hollows optos? And then I chimed in and said, okay, well, if we're going to do all this, so penny sleeves maybe could be called peeves. And so when you're loading up, when you pull a card, you put it in the peeve, you put it in the toppy, and then you send it out to your grade. He sent this question in. This is really more suitable to Clubhouse, but there's your question, Chaz Pennysleeve.
I do not like this. I do not support these words.
I knew that you would not like it.
I'm not about this. This is not my thing.
No, I knew that you would not like this. KPB card says, following up from an Instagram story this week, what inning is Shit Beast in?
Dude, that's such... The Shit Beast is like a total mega inside joke. That's like next level.
Oh my God! Are you
pulling up the floor? Are you pulling up the floor price of Shit Beast right now?
Yeah. Well, first of all, have you ever seen a Shit Beast?
No.
I haven't actually. I don't know what they look like.
What is that? This was the only NFT that was going up for like a week.
I have a question. This is a serious question. Focus in. Listen up. How come every single NFT is like a straight-on shot, but they're turned like a little bit to the left?
That is a real question. I don't know.
They're all the exact same sort of silhouette, right?
Yeah, yes, they are. Here, for those who are curious about the Shit Beast.
I think they call that a meme NFT.
Oh, but Shit Beast isn't doing that well overall.
Dang.
Shit Beast, CoinGecko shows Shit Beast is being valued at $1,100. Oh, it's only been on CoinGecko for a week. But on June 10th, it was worth $1,100. And now today, it's worth $640. So, Shit Beast got flushed.
Shit Beast is now just a piece of shit.
Oh, thank you for the question, KPB Cards.
That's a true audience member right there. Someone that pays attention.
And calls it back.
Yeah.
Another question from What Are We Doing Here? What are we doing here? What are your thoughts on the new Fanatics CEO? What does this mean for Josh Luber? So first of all, just so like our timeline and facts are straight, Josh Luber never was the CEO of anything at Fanatics. He has always been the chief visionary officer, still is the chief visionary officer. there was an interim CEO for a period of time, and now they've hired a permanent one. So, and his name is Mahan, Michael Mahan.
Mike Mahan. I mean, I don't know anything about the guy, so we'll see.
Yep,
Give the guy a chance.
I don't know a ton about him either, so hopefully we learn more about him in the coming days.
After some serious girl stalking online, which I did not do, I can't tell you anything about him either.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Is she ready to?
No.
She's not ready to. Nope. All right.
No. You know who the victim of it would be.
I do not. Is it Crypto Beast or Bros?
No, definitely not. Somebody in the chat nailed it. Jordan Hudson nailed it. Jordan, if you're still in the chat, say who you said you thought would be the subject.
Oh, I saw it earlier.
Yeah, you know who it was.
Oh, fucking let it fly. I already let one fly earlier. Let's go.
Like, Josh made me feel really bad because apparently, like, I'm super unprofessional in meetings.
I did not say that.
You did not say unprofessional. If you want to, you better come talk to this camera.
No, I'm almost done.
Well, then get done.
Ooh.
I was second guessing saying that. I shouldn't have said that, Christina.
No, it's fine. It's true.
It's on brand.
There was maybe it's only 2 times, and even you admitted it. You were like, I went hard at them. I was like, yeah, you kind of did.
Yeah, well, sometimes people need to know when they have really stupid fucking ideas and no one else will tell them. So that's my job.
There she goes.
Chris is blushing.
That was really steamy. I do like when...
I do like that.
Yep. Ooh. Anyway, let's not... Let's not.
I think the chat's got your back tonight, Christina. You're fine.
Oh yeah, the chat definitely has Christina's back. Christina has more fans than I do in this audience.
I think so.
That's for
pound per pound, or follower per follower. She has a stronger following than we do.
Yeah, and a more passionate one.
There you go. Better support.
Yeah, if you like Christina, you really like.
That's because she has a better DM connection than we do.
Yeah, that could be. Ricky Puyido says, "Leave Christina alone." Oh no, Rodman.
Oh no, you don't know how this works. You have no.
Like for like, Christina has more. Very true.
Maybe
like for like.
So should be my burner account.
There you go.
What'd she say?
She says she'll make her burner account be the Yoko Ono of the hobby.
Everyone knows what it was.
Hold on while I Google that. That's like a Beatles thing?
Yeah. No, because this is a meme that goes back to some jerk put a comment on YouTube that said, "Oh, enough from Christina. She's like Yoko Ono."
Oh.
And I commend Christina for making light of it. And
do you think that people think that we situated this show to have the off-screen character that is Christina, or do they realize this is really just how it goes?
If anybody, yeah, I don't know. I guess it does. It does something. It does kind of work, I guess.
I can't in the background of the office working while you guys drink and have fun on a Friday night. Yeah, it totally works.
I try to show you, and you always stop me.
Because I'm working on my desk. I'm on my screen.
I just can't stress enough to the audience and anyone who ever watches this show. This is really how those two are. It's not fake at all. I see it in person. Where it's they're special.
Yep, that's this is about it is what it is.
What's that phrase It's they're my Chris and Christina. I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We made through the bulk of the questions here.
I mean, hold on. Jordan Hudson. We are friends, though, so stop.
Thank you, Jordan. Jordan's coming to save me. All right.
He's salty tonight.
Jordan, one thing I learned about Jordan is for a long time he had been sort of constraining his full, beautiful self. But lately he's let it all out, and it's really something to behold.
We really let our audience be our audience on this show. You can be who you are.
Yes, you can. All right, Mike Pinkerton.
He's like the guy that busted this out recently, you know?
See, yeah, that's so fucking cocky. That's so cocky. Oh my God. Isn't that just the cockiest thing in the world? Right, we're talking about Steph Curry putting both hands to the side of his face, putting to sleep the opponent. I will love it when the Warriors next lose a playoff series and the star of the opposing team does that.
Because it's happening.
Because it is fucking happening. That's so cocky. I mean, it's like it's not quite like finger shooting somebody, like it's not quite.
What about the baby rock?
Well, the baby rock doesn't bother me as much because it's just one play. It's just one play. I rocked him to sleep on this play, or I'm cooking. Too small. It's just one play. All right, it's just a very cocky one play thing. But like to do it, to symbolize that a series is over, you're just asking for it. You are just asking for it. What's something cockier or as cocky? Like what if Tom Brady just like did an air rifle and shot people after winning the Super Bowl or something? It would just be so cocky, like putting them to sleep. Like you're knocking them out. So is there anything as cocky as that?
Did you notice
in sports?
The small back and forth between Draymond and Horford, where every time they get an and one, they both do the flex. Yeah. And Horford got one in Game 6, and Draymond was just laughing at him. And it was like, what are you laughing at, bro? You do that every time you get an and one. Every fucking time you get an and one. Even if someone touches your leg and it's an and one, you're flexing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm really sick of Draymond because of the lead that he gets from refs when he should totally be teed up.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking crazy. He did chill out the last few games, though.
And play better, too. Okay, so some of the answers here. Trae Young shushing the crowd.
Oh, it's cold. Trae Young was they made it pretty far last year, and it was this year was pretty bad, so.
Yeah. Not a huge fan of the sleepy time thing.
I'm not either.
Mike Pinkerton 50 says, what do you think Ken picked up? A 1952 Topps Mantle PSA 10?
Isn't that give me some credit.
Credit given.
Didn't I say that? I said that right away.
Yeah, I did. I definitely did see that.
Before the Denver thing, before any of that, I said it right away.
You said it. You sure did say it. So is that your vote? That it's a 52 Topps Mantle? Okay. I heard a rumor that it might be a LeBron Ultimate logo, man. That's the latest rumor.
We've already seen that card. And the other one?
I don't know.
I love a good rumor.
Okay. This was Trae Young's tweet after the game.
That's so funny. Every other player's I don't want it as much as Trae Young does.
Damn, I want to. And then he tweets this every day. Another day, another opportunity. Another day, another opportunity.
Oh, puke.
Wait, can we go back to damn? And then he goes so bad, space, exclamation point.
I love that you point
The
that out.
exclamation point is its own word. Like,
Let that man stylize.
Grammar police.
Yeah, we have the grammar police on our hands.
It is annoying though. Like he actually pressed the space bar.
yeah, that's what
No,
I mean.
first of all, he's on the phone, so he just maybe I don't know. It autocorrects that way.
No, it does not.
Mm-mm.
But autocorrect does change fuck to duck, and it's fucking annoying.
Not if you type it out enough. Like if you say the word on an Android, at least if you say that word enough, it knows what you want to say.
No, not on Apple, believe me.
My Android's like this fucking guy.
And her iPhone's like this ducking guy.
Exactly.
Mike Pinkerton 50 also asks, do you think Fanatics will buy Panini?
I've heard, that's like the most common rumor ever.
I hope so. I really hope.
Yeah, because we get so that we just like start it early. Is that what you're thinking?
So we started early, and because I've grown to like some of the Panini brands.
Oh, you want the brands to be purchased?
Yeah, I want fucking Prism to keep going. I want NT to keep going. Just mainly those two.
Not Chronicle?
I like Chronicles too, but
But I know you're big on the flawless game used.
fuck yeah. I'm not doing that rant. I've done that rant enough times.
Simp.
Yeah, I'm just simping for Prism.
God, I feel like I should be allowed to invite a Topps Chrome person on, and we can just talk about gold refractors at a 50 for an hour, and you have to sit there and listen to it.
Wait till I run that poll again in a few months.
What was the result of that poll? I can't remember. Just say it right in my ear.
Fuck, I don't. It was a while ago.
Like 2 weeks ago.
We'll have to run it again.
It's like 80 to 20 or some shit.
Yeah, so, yeah, or worse, maybe 83-17.
Oh, just that. That sounds pretty specific. I think you memorized that answer.
Yeah, that's how you know that I have zero influence.
Well, that's like the the like infinite underdog mode of like we're always got the chip on the shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah, there you go. The Bouvier or the Bouvier says, "What are some underappreciated '90s inserts that people never talk about?"
Cut above. I love cut above.
Boom. I'm not even going to water down this answer or complicate it. Let's just go with that. A cut above. 90s B-ball card says, do you prefer a jersey numbered card when possible? How much of a premium do you expect to pay?
I prefer not the jersey number because I want more cards and I don't care about it. It's like, I don't know, 2x or something.
Sounds about right. 90s B-ball cards also says, in anticipation of this year's national. Oh, and by the way, check out 90s B-ball cards on YouTube. Who put out a great national video. In anticipation of the national 2022, what's your number one goal that you would be disappointed in if you didn't do?
If I didn't see all my homies, each of you, everyone that I want to see and that wants to chat, if I don't talk to every single one of them.
Oof. That's wholesome.
You know, like when you get home and you're like, damn, I never talked to whoever.
Yep. You do not want to feel that way.
No. Well, depends on who it is.
Yeah. See, that's where I was going with this question. You know what I'll be disappointed with? If I don't get to communicate to certain people how much I don't like them in person, then it's not fake. It's not fake for Instagram. I really fucking hate you guys.
That I've never seen that. I've never seen that live in person. I gotta call BS on that one. I would pay this. I would love to see that.
Well, I don't know. That's my number one disappointment would be if I didn't get to.
That's because
if I didn't get to display my displeasure with certain people.
That's because I do it, Josh.
Yeah. Christina does it for 10 people.
She's got the shoulder bump action going on.
Yeah. Yep. Christina is.
I also won't shake certain people's hands if they try. I'll just turn away.
The ultimate would be if someone didn't feel that way about you and they talked to you for like 5 minutes, and then after you were like, I don't agree with any of that. I don't like you.
Wow. That's harsh.
Exactly. That's just like total like oof.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay. What do I here? But honestly, like part of my national enjoyment this year is going to be enjoying the boardwalk. Is going to be enjoying the the sights of Atlantic City.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Clap, clap. Whoop, whoop. Oh, dude, look at Publius is coming.
That's what I'm laughing at.
Okay, that's really good. So, if that was a title, I would be proud of myself.
Oh boy!
Oh my god! There we go. This fucking guys. Watch me fleece this fucker at Nashville. That's so good.
Watch my 12-year-old son fleece this fucker.
No, that's hashtag clickbait.
Yeah, I just want to tell everyone that they should be really safe at National and be careful.
Oh, yeah, I'd be disappointed if I didn't get fucking sick again, because I get sick every time I go to a big show.
I got so sick at the last National.
Yeah, it's not a card show if you don't fucking get put out of commission for a week when you get home.
Some mouth breathers literally breathe on you with their mouths.
Josh. No.
Watch my 12-year-old son.
I can't even muster a laugh that just hit.
No, you do. You should have added, watch my 12-year-old future dentist.
Well, speaking of that, in satisfaction of the questioner quota, we had one question that addressed both kids in the hobby and dentists in the hobby.
Wow.
Frozen Inferno Collectibles says, my 3-year-old daughter is obsessed with her toy dentist kit. Womp womp. And the other day, when she asked to see my mail day as I was unpacking it, I made the connection and felt a sense of dread rush over me. My best cards are now being stored at the bank and away from her wannabe dentist card kid mafia hands. My only point of contention here is that it's not really a mafia, it's an Illuminati. And that's, that's a slight distinction that I would make. But besides that, I think you should seek help. I think you should consult with your religious leader if you have one. Counseling wouldn't hurt. You can try it. And try and disabuse her of any notions or dreams of becoming a dentist. Because these damn dentists in this hobby, it's become a real problem. Do you know that they're investing in Bob Ross paintings? I'm fucking... this is not a joke.
I'm just like literally giggling listening to you.
People say to me, they're like, oh, I thought you were just joking about the kids or the dentists. And then they're like, but it's actually fucking is happening.
Dude, I feel like next time you come over and you see Samuel's collection, you're just going to like fucking take it from him and hide it, like rip his cards up and try to get him away from the hobby because you're like, this fucking kid is going to outbid me on something.
Well, our buddy Josh Adams was telling me today he's at the Chicago show and he encountered a 12-year-old who was like bragging, I just showed up here, I've already sold out all my inventory, and he had wads of cash. I was just like, well, these kids these days, they're just built different. When I was 12, I was fucking I was like opening a pack and I was not turning around inventory, I'll tell you that.
Oh, there you go. Turn the kids into shit beast collectors instead. Direct them towards the shit beasts.
These kids are the shit beasts. That's the
I like how literally every other content creator is like, we got to get kids more involved. We got to do giveaways. We got to do pack wars with these kids. And you're just like, no. You're the kid. You're the one that walks by and slaps the binder out of their hand.
It's the easiest zag in the hobby. If you
It's not the easiest.
think about
No,
it,
it's not the easiest.
It's not helping anybody that we have 13-year-olds who have millions of dollars and who are outbidding us on our grails.
I just picture you slapping the binder out of their hands.
Look, I've brought attention to it. That's all I can do.
All right, if you had to pick, who's worse, the kids or the dentist?
Ooh. Wow, you put me on the spot with that one. That one hurts. Dentists are worse.
Just because, like, you're not a monster?
Yeah, because A, I'm not a monster. B, kids can still course correct.
Once you're a dentist, there's no turning back.
There's no turning back.
Kids are going to get older.
A guy did send me a joke, a real MD. He said, dentists are just guys who flunked out of medical school. But then he said, but chiropractors are guys who flunked out of dental school. So, shout out to my buddy who sent me that.
Nobody's safe on this show.
We keep it safe. It's just a few groups. If you're fucking dentists, who's taking up the side of the dentist? I'd love to know.
Who's taking up the side of the kids? Like, literally everyone but you.
Yeah, but when I show them the facts.
What facts?
When I show them the facts, when I say, look, it's all fun and games until a 12-year-old outbidding you on your favorite card.
It's always a kid of, like, some super rich dad. Like, it's clearly not the kid making all the money.
I don't know. Like, these kids these days, they're clearing out inventory. They're running lawn mowing businesses. They're shoveling driveways in the winter. They might just be saving their pennies. The problem.
My first national, there was a kid. His name is Rip Cards. And I was just like, what is happening? This kid has more cards than I do. And he called my cards vintage.
He's an adult now, though.
I know. So I can make fun of him now.
Well, now he's actually safe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, all kids eventually aren't going to be kids anymore. So eventually they're just...
That's right. They kids can turn... inevitably will turn into just regular old adults, and then...
What happens if they turn into dentists? Like
that's the one situation that we must avoid. If you're a kid in the hobby, you cannot go to dental school.
If you see your kid, like, looking at their teeth, just immediately distract them with something else.
Immediately shoulder check them and run.
There's a kid in the hobby somewhere right now who's getting ready for dental school, and I just crushed all of his dreams. And I did the hobby a big favor.
Do you know a single dentist that doesn't drive a Mercedes-Benz?
No, because I don't know any dentists, because they're bad news.
You just, like, once you find out they're dentists, you don't want to get to know them well enough to know what they drive.
No. Well, I know... Yeah, no, I know one dentist who's okay. Shout out to Stanley.
I was going to say, what does Stanley drive? I don't think he's ever been on the show.
Stanley is far too dentist-like to watch this show.
We are not a dentist-friendly audience show.
No, we are not. All right. I think when we get to the point where we're trashing kids and dentists, it's probably time to go.
Probably.
So this is a good episode. So how many crossovers do we have until the National? It's time to start counting. So we have the 24th, the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd. We have 5 crossovers until the National.
And do you need a minute for carving out some real estate for the Bob Ross market?
I know we all love sports cards in here. Yada, yada, yada.
I'm getting serious. This is me swiping to my serious face.
But, you know, when I see an opportunity that's just too good to pass up.
Opportunity?
And look, I have been collecting Bob Ross on the low, Bob Ross paintings. And my portfolio's gotten pretty impressive. So I've digitized my collection. Here's one of my latest pickups, my latest Bob Ross.
Nice.
The investment properties on this are through the roof.
Shout out to Truly. Someone made a story post that I've been drinking too many White Claws, and no, I don't drink White Claws, all Truly. If anyone wants to really get to know me at National and be my friend.
This is how you bribe Josh. Josh has given the instructions for bribery.
Bring him alcohol. That's what he just told me.
Nope, I did not say that. I said bring me Truly.
Truly, not White Claws.
So would you be okay with a Bob Ross NFT?
Nothing would be more 2022 in the hobby than fucking 8 hobby influencers all pumping Bob Ross NFTs. Oh, no, how about this? How about a fucking graded ticket to a Bob Ross painting exhibition?
I'm just saying, though, I think it's important, though, that before you buy that stuff, you do your own research.
As long as you do that, nothing can go wrong.
I just think that most people just don't understand that market.
No, just you do your own research, you zoom out, and get rich.
People just don't understand it. They just, they don't understand the technology gains that we get from it. And
fancy Zoom.
Wait till the Bob Ross NFT drops. Okay, we've gone way too far. Way too far. This is going to do it for the crossover this week. I see a clubhouse room's already started.
I'm jumping in right now.
I'll see you guys next week.
A lot has changed since Card Ladder began. We started with 500 cards in our database, and now we have over 3 million cards and over 30 million sales.
For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
With Card Ladder's sales history feature, we have virtually every card in our system. If the card you are looking for ever sold on one of these platforms, you can find it using Card Ladder's sales history, and you can add a card to your collection with just one click.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Plus, every card, no matter the last time it's sold, has an estimated value that we calculated using our state-of-the-art player indexes. Unlike other apps, when you see Card Ladder's verified checkmark, that means a researcher personally vetted each and every sale.
We know what it takes to be reaching the top.
We know what you want, because Card Ladder was created by collectors for collectors.
Know what it takes to be reaching the top.
Join the innovators, not the imitators. Card Ladder 2.0, constantly innovating. Try it for free. See why Card Ladder is the industry leader in sports card data.
We know what it takes to be reaching the top.
Card Ladder 2.0.